Hey! Hello, hello. I am here to get work done today. I got out of class early. I have plans later in the evening, which is why this is a guaranteed short stream and not me just saying I'm gonna stream for a short amount of time, but then I actually stream for 84 hours. I got shit to get done. Preparation for future One Piece. And I'm just feeling good. I'm just feeling good. How's everyone else feeling right now? I ask as I make sure my tablet is set up and working right. Here. Doing well, doing well. Awesome. Love to hear it. I am very, very excited to continue the Ace Attorney games and get into Ace Attorney 2. I have a little surprise for people at some point in that game, which I am working on arranging. I shan't say what it is, but it'll be awesome, trust. Okay. I'm debating how much of my model I want to redraw, actually, because I don't think I really need to do much. Because, like, let's removing these here real quick. Well, let's think of the stuff that I actually need to get rid of, first and foremost. You never doubt the streamer? Thank you. So, first and foremost, I think this arm is actually mostly okay, now that I think about it. What I need to do is, get rid of the hand, really, because that arm, that coming down and grabbing a book shouldn't be an issue whatsoever, really. So, well, let's just get rid of all that. I'm already tempted to just redo my model altogether. However, I do have, like, a bit of a cohesive aesthetic with my emotes that I don't want to ruin. Okay. I don't think this needs to go much of anywhere either, to be honest. I think, just that is good enough for what needs to be gone. And then I'll fix the expression when I get there. But for now, I think if I just select the outside here, and then I go to the other variants, I think I can just, yep, nice and neat. And then do it for this one as well. Perfect. Great. So now all of these are perfectly set up for me to walk around and in a book. Now I suck at drawing books. So this won't be super great. I'll probably need a reference, actually. Let me see. Open book, open book. Need it to be, like, at an angle, too. Okay. I think this is a pretty decent reference. And then I just flip it that way. Boom. Easy. Easy. Where'd I put my pen? Okay. I'm gonna actually, just flat out get rid of that, honestly. If I just, make my book just very large, so I don't have to think about it very much. Comically large book to hide everything underneath it. I'm having a great day, thank you, BT. Hope you're having a good one too. For some reason, my thesis class this semester starts an hour earlier than any other class that I've ever seen scheduled at this school. It's very, very strange. Typically, my classes are from, like, either 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., or they're from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. For my studio classes. But for some reason, this class is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is very, very odd, and especially bad for me, because I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm a bit of a night owl. Okay, that looks good. Understatement of the century? What do you mean? It's just a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't get me going to bed at like 6 in the morning. Honestly, if I keep this sketch clean enough, I can probably just use this for the line art. See, my secret is that I'm always tired because I have insomnia. Ooh. Yep. I got in touch with my good friend Marcy today, also known as Nezami VA, and we've done some stream stuff together in the past a while ago, ongoing stuff where we read Homestuck together on her stream over on YouTube, and she like noticed that I finished Ace Attorney. So we got to talking about that. But we ended up you know, talking a little bit how I'm streaming on my own now and whatnot. And I told her that how much I rant about Sonic on these streams, and told her about the Amy Rose marathon, and she is a very, very big Sonic fan. And she was like, God, finally someone's bringing media literacy to Sonic. I felt very good about that. I was like, fuck yeah. I'm starting like a Sonic renaissance. For a very small amount of people, mind you, but listen. I feel it. See, like, the issue with doing a book like this is, even though that is... well, okay, well, let's see how it feels when I get the pages in the hands in there, because that could change the entire feeling, actually. That's my cat knocking over. Nigel, buddy. Weird. I got a little bed for my cats that attaches to my desk, and I really hope they like it, because I do love when they come and hang out with me. However, when I'm drawing, I can't have them jumping up on my tablet, but they love to be on my lap, so I'm hoping this is a good compromise for them. Hey Joel, do you want to try it out? Up in the bed you go. You like that? Hmm? It looks like he doesn't know how to feel. Oh, he's sweet. He's such a good boy. I mean, he just might see this as an avenue to get to my lap. But maybe he'll just, like, calm down and like it in there. Who knows? Looking like maybe not. But it's also possible he sees my tablet pen as a chore. Oh! Everything's fine. If you heard something, it's just I have a little divider between my my desk space and the rest of my room. He hit that. Alright. Can't be eating those things. Alright. Pets don't really have beds. They have suggested sleeping spots they ignore. Sometimes they like them. When I put Gracie in it the first time, she loved it. She was purring and chilling in there. I just think Nigel doesn't care for it as much. Yeah, Nigel? What's up, bud? What? They like it when I put the bottom drawer of my desk out for them so they can sit in it. Unfortunately, that means I can't store anything in there. But you know, cat wants and needs are more important. Tell my mama something real quick. So this time, of course, you'd be friends with SMEVA. Oh yeah, you'll never guess where we met actually. Watch some of her Hebo VODs before I drop that. Hell yeah. So like, funnily enough, I knew her before we properly became friends, but essentially, I watched her Why You Should Read Higurashi video. Or Why You Should Watch Higurashi, one of those. I forget the exact title. But it encouraged me to go check out Higurashi, which I became a fan of, which then led me to Umineko and other When They Cry works, right? And of course, that leads me to where, you know, I do most of my things. When I get really passionate about a media, where do I go? Tumblr.com. I go to Tumblr Roleplay and I start roleplaying characters from it. And I roleplayed some Umineko characters on there. And you never fucking guess. It was a secret Tumblr. I don't think it's secret. Because I've also mentioned this on the podcast before, but I met Marcy through that. And we became friends. And then it was only like, maybe like a year later, I realized that she was Nezumi VA. And I was like, dude, holy shit. Like, the whole reason that, like, we actively became friends is because of that video you made. And she was like, that's the whole reason I made that video, so I had people to talk about When They Cry with. So, full circle, man. It was awesome. Marcy's also been on a podcast episode or two. She's technically one of the hosts, though she doesn't join us very often. Oh, hey, Nigel. He's on my lap. He doesn't care that I got him a bed. If you curl up on my lap and let me place my drawing tablet on top of you, all my problems will be solved. Do you realize that, bud? Come on. There he goes. He's such a good boy. I'm now thinking back to that Blood on the Clock Tower game I played with Mouse Cord, the Ace Attorney themed one, and I'm thinking, man, I had such a poor read on Edgeworth, didn't I? You would not have said half that shit. If I knew then what I knew now, things would have been different. It's because I viewed him as more antagonistic than he actually was. Could have been worse, could have been me. I didn't know what the source material was like, though. All I remembered was, you know, where I left him. "90% of the people don't even know that I did an ERP at all." Oh no. Okay. We have book. And now let's get a hand in there. Rather than copy the hand, let me actually, like, look at what I'm drawing. And, yeah, because, like, we're gonna basically... Well, I guess the arm would kind of go out like this, and then we'd have, something like that going on. But it doesn't really matter, because the anatomy is going to be hidden anyway, and only I'm going to know about the mistakes made. So we'll get... That works, I think. That looks good to me. And then, like, actually draw the knuckles in. You know, sometimes I find it easier to think of your sketch, or illustration in general as more as something you're sculpting. Because it keeps the life from being taken out of it when you do line art. Because, like, if you're just cleaning up your sketch as you go, then that's your line art. Working smarter, not harder. Honestly, do I need all that? Can I just, like... I think that's enough for petal. Be like a bit of like a rotating thing here. I guess... No, I can just like keep that going down. Am I the only one who keeps seeing the Sonic is releasing the files bit? I have not seen that at all. Do you care to elaborate? I'm thinking... Well, when in doubt, just go back to the first thing, because it worked. That's perfectly fine. And then we can hide the fingers. Find that. Or even, the streamer, I don't remember you discussing this directly yesterday, even if an answer can be inferred, but Ace Attorney culprit ranking change after Rise of Ashes. I would say, I think, it's hard to pick between Von Karma and Damon, but I feel like Von Karma felt like a little bit of a better villain for me. I like Damon more as a character, but I think Von Karma is a better culprit, if that makes sense. I like his motivations better, and I like his ties to Edgeworth and how personal that was. Because, you know, like killing his dad directly is far more villainous to me. And then making Edgeworth think he did it, like, that's fucking evil. That's evil. So I think Karma is at the top. Then Damon's probably underneath that. And then Red White can go underneath that. I liked Red White. I thought he was funny. I'm trying to remember all the other culprits. Again, as one character, Von Karma's pretty perfect final culprit. Yeah, that's what I think. Like, I like Gant's attitude, but I'm not gonna let my bias or attraction towards him distort me from the fact that Karma has way better writing. Well, there were the Sonic files that got leaked. Are you sure that's not what they're referencing? It's like a whole bunch of like old Sonic like concept stuff got leaked, as well as like official like renders and whatnot. Fuck, you know what, underneath Red White, I want to put, Vasquez. I like Vasquez. So I think, like, from most liked culprit to least liked culprit, I would go, Von Karma, Damon, Vasquez, Red White, and then, whoever the fuck else. I forget it. The fact that I forgot everyone else means that they mattered less to me. Their impact was not strong enough to leave an impression on me. Like, a random guy who blamed Larry for death of his girlfriend. I don't care about him. Saw it. Yeah, saw it. I don't give a shit about saw it. He's not that interesting. So I would actually need to be adjusting this entire arm, it seems. That's a lot of work though. How can I shortcut this? I think I can adjust it from about here. Oops. There we are. I don't think anyone cares much for Saw It. Okay, I just don't want to disappoint the die-hard Saw It fans out there. But if there are none, then no worries. God, I love Umineko. We're at the podcast right now where we're plotting out what our April Fool's episode is going to be. We record one every year, and we're scheduling to record it in advance right now. Certain someone does need to get around to reading it. I think I need to widen these fingers up a bit. That feels a bit better. So, I never explained how long this stream is gonna be. Essentially, I will probably be ending fairly shortly after Jelly is no longer streaming, because we are going to be watching anime. Yep. Essentially, we have no way of knowing when this stream will end. But I predict it's only gonna be like 2 hours maximum, maybe 3. Like, it's gonna be real short. But I figured I needed to give myself time to work on One Piece reading sprite, general reading sprite actually. Because I think I do want to read some more stuff on stream. Also, this might be a better sprite to use if I'm like doing a game that is mostly reading, like VNs in general, right? So I can whatchamacallit, like say for Ace Attorney, for example, if we're doing like a section that's mostly reading and not gameplay, I can pull out the reading sprite, but if we like move into a section that has gameplay in it, I can switch to my gamer sprite. Or, you know, if I'm doing a VN that doesn't really have gameplay at all, they I feel like Danganronpa is probably a good example of that, where like most of the game is just like going around talking to people, but then you get to trials and you have actual gameplay. I'll never be anywhere near as detailed with my sprites as Jelly is, but I figured I might do like it's worth doing a little something. And I'm also genuinely thinking about like reading Haruhi books. Is that allowed? Probably not, but like who's gonna stop me? Like no like copyright detector is going to grab that. And I know there are people like posting like their own versions of Haruhi audiobooks onto YouTube anyway. No copyright law in the universe is gonna stop me. It's like, I think that'd be a fun stream activity. One, because I get to share a special interest, but two, because like, imagine, you know, like I read a chapter and then we discuss with chat and we have like a fun time, and then I read another chapter. Like it would be chill. We can have discussions and stuff. Like book club live. Yeah. I want to motivate people to read more. I feel like my arm is, I usually draw my arm a little bit thicker. And plus, because we have watched the anime together as a stream, that means we can compare and contrast. You know? Why read if I can have you do it for me? I mean, like, read along with me, you know? What if I enunciate poorly? Then I will spam the haha. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. In reality, it's more like encouraging people to interact with the media I like. Haruhi's become far too niche in the West. It needs to come back. I was talking in that Haruhi Discord that I'm in the other day, and we were chatting about how I feel like a lot of negative reviews of Haruhi end up stemming, and not always. Some people just have opinions and whatnot. But like a good amount of the times I see people complain about Haruhi, it's due to the fact that Haruhi is a series that expects you to infer things and like think about the series itself in order to come to conclusions about what it's doing and what it's trying to say. Like, it's not a hand-holding media whatsoever, you know? And, you know, a lot of people just don't like to think. Or they're, you know, just like trained to consume media passively. And it causes people to think that like Haruhi like will like condone its problematic elements, or that these characters are exactly what they seem to be on the surface, you know? Like some people will look at Koizumi and just think, oh, he's just like a happy, smiley, polite yes man. And that's all they think of him. You know? And then they think that he has no character or personality because they refuse to think about him for more than 2 seconds. Frustrating but fun, like puzzles. Yeah, I wouldn't personally. It's not frustrating for me. I love it. Thinking hurt my brain. Too bad. You think more, your brain will get buffer, and then it won't hurt anymore. Me no thinking, me just consume, yum yum yum. Like 80% of the internet says. I think that's good. Still think I want this to be a little bigger to match just like the general style I've been having. And then I don't like this finger. I want to move it in. I think that's pretty good. Let me see about coloring it. I'm probably not going to be doing a drastic shift like I normally do for these kinds of sprites. Like for example, my gaming one, my hand pops out. I mean, you can just see it with my drawing one here. I lift my hand up. I don't think I'm going to be doing that with this one because it's less active and I have an idea for it already, and that will get in the way of the vision TM. I don't care what anyone says, I like this remix. Actually, I drew that on the wrong layer, my bad. Well, let me just, like, do this first. I don't know what color to make the book. I guess I'll figure that out when I get there. Maybe yellow, match the rainbow monkey. Nice. I know, I hope you can fix your PC, BT. Okay. And then I need to do something like this. Nice. Doing surgery on my sprites. I hear one of my cats eating something. Hang on. Hang on. I'm suspicious. There's no cards in that. I was very correct to be suspicious. My poor card sleeve. Thankfully, no card was in it. Thank God. All right. That green in there. Yeah, there's not really much for me to change, it feels. Thinking of some cards I was waiting I was waiting for finally arrived today. Now I'm just missing 5 more cards from my deck. Ooh, hell yeah. What kind of cards? Let me guess, One Piece? Of course, of course. I would expect nothing less. Nigel loves to be the problem causer. Alright. Let's get rid of this. And then I can get rid of that. And then that, and that's already fixed. Ooh. Don't want to do it like that. Alright. Alternate pathway. Much better. Okay. BCTG honestly introduced a very interesting angle to this whole opinions on characters things. Oh! You want to elaborate on that? Is it, related to, how good they are in the game? I don't like that. That unfortunate side effect of my art style. Maybe I can minimize it. I feel like it draws so much attention. I'm gonna break the rule. Alright. Rule broken, but it looks better that way. Or, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I think this is what needs to happen. There are a few characters who I would have said, yeah, they're alright, but then you made a deck build around them for a year and all of a sudden you have a bond with that character. Also, sadly, Luffy and a few other cool characters get too much representation to the point where if I don't consume any One Piece long enough, I forget how much I like those characters. I get that. I get that. A little bit of oversaturation. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I think like maybe at the best, like we can like. Yeah, it's a bit better. I like that more. So to be fair with Luffy, I would have that problem anyway because I have a pretty strong anti-pro tag bias. I think I don't. I wouldn't say I have an anti-pro tag bias, but I do have a villain bias. Let's see. Dang, what color should the book be? I'm not really sure. Probably yellow. I'm gonna use that yellow from the monkey fucking right that I figured this emote. Whoops. More of like an orangey yellow, I would say. Now, I might do the lighter variant of that. I gotta see, But, first and foremost, I have to get rid of, what's inside of the book. In my mind, pro tags are the default and therefore boring. This is the thing I feel regardless of my actual feelings on those characters. Like, I love Luffy and Soul Bad Guy, but I can't help but have my first instinct be calling people who have them as their favorites boring, despite how entirely reasonable that is an option. I can see that, yeah. Like, that's the character everyone's supposed to like, so it's kind of lame to like them, I suppose. Or just, like, not as interesting as other characters. But some pro tags go crazy. Some pro tags are awesome. Now, what's this? Where does that exist? Aha, there you are. I think that color is a little too close to my skin tone, maybe? Maybe we go for a paler yellow book? No. I think the darker yellow is the play. I might change the color. I'm just like putting in something as a placeholder. I think red would also look good. Like maybe steal the magenta from my hair. It would pop more. Yeah, I think I would want to pop more. Yeah, I like that better. The author wants me to like this character. Fuck the author, I'll do my own thing. Oh god damn, he cooked this character is awesome. See, the secret is the author wants you to like every character, though. Okay. And then I gotta add the white in. This one. Demise does not exist in his world. Stop. Pretty sure the author wants me to actively hate some characters. Those are the characters you are supposed to like, actually. I speak from experience. Stop making them so hateable. No, that's what's awesome about them. Is it you don't understand they're bad on purpose? Oh, no. Oh. I mean, I'm out here loving the characters that most people hate solely because people hate them so much that I decide that it's funny to like them, and then I get emotionally invested in liking them. Whoops. Here we go. If you manage to do this with Absalom, I'll be genuinely astounded. This is not a challenge, don't do that. I don't even know who that is. We'll just see if it naturally happens. Of course, there's a difference between a character I love to hate and a character who is hated that I love. Okay. We've got me with book. Now. What I'm actually gonna do is... Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna copy that. And then... Oh, it really just fit over right perfectly. That's rare. Okay, perfect. Which means that I can then... delete this. Oops. let's get that book out of there. Okay. And then... Okay. Let me get the blink. Easy enough. And then the final thing. What I want to do is have my talking sprite be the one that's looking down at the pages. Because then it'll be like I'm reading the book to you guys. I'm expecting Absalom to fall into neither category once you get to him in like 450 chapters. He's not fun enough to enjoy hating him, and he's not lovable enough to love. You know another character that fits that description? George Ushiromiya. Okay, but at least George has some interesting shit going on with him. You mean to tell me Absalom has nothing going on with him at all? Period? Just in general, just nothing? Like he's a nothing burger? There's nothing to his character? There's nothing for me to look into or analyze or anything? Like he just exists? We'll see in 3 years, I suppose. I suppose we will. I want to make... Nah, I like them smaller. Now that I have them eyes down, I think I might go for something like this. Also, I did, no, it's fine. There we go. That's a bit more natural of a reading position. And now I can kind of... that... Okay. Let's see how this looks. Let me put my PNG tuber away for a second and set this up in ViataTube. Let me name this to reading. Place that with that. Place that with that. Okay. All right. How do we think about this one? I like it. I like the looking down to read at the page. And then I look back up at you, expectantly. Nice, nice. I need to fix that little bit of white on the book there, if you'll see. But aside from that, I think we can call these sprites done, and then I can add the One Piece tat to them as well. Make the One Piece version. So let's just do this real quick, switch back over. There we are. All right. Now if I do this just to see where the white is leaking out, I can fix that up nice and easy. And then getting sprite talk, place that. I like that my eyebrows raise up. I think I'll keep that. Getting sprite normal. And then reading sprite link. And then let me fix that up a little bit. All right, there we go. There's no white sweeping over into the background. We're all good. I am now the reader. I quite like this sprite. Obviously, it's not gonna be facing this way. If I am, let's just move to gaming for right now. Funny how that's still frozen up there, but yeah, I need to make this a little bigger on this screen. I feel like I'm also considering just making a new overlay in general. I'm kind of sick of this one. Yeah, I like this. This is good. All right, back over here. So, now that we've got this, it's One Piece time. Nigel, don't bump into my mic, buddy. Hey, be good. Be good. You're a good boy. And you wouldn't cause any disturbances to my stream. Tired of Artie. She hates old things. Listen. I just, I feel like I want to get more space for the game on my overlay, I think. Like, I thought the current task thing was fun, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't really need it. I feel like it's obvious from, like, stream title and category and whatever that, we're doing what we're doing. And I don't do a variety of enough things. Oh, add a strong to the drawing playlist. What do you want to add, Sisyphus? The town inside me. All right. E. All right. Well, let's switch over to that right now. Into the art drop playlist it goes. Okay. poppin'. Hmm.
I never found out what it was. It's my stress, that's for sure. I never wanted to run away.
I gotta make one more adjustment to reading sprite actually, and that's manually adding a little bit of a stroke because I'm editing a previous one. So if I add a normal stroke the way I usually do, it's gonna make it a little too thick around the parts that already had them. Yeah, I'm manually stroking it this time. A lot of work, but worth it in the end. Here we go. That's a relief. Okay, now let's make sure that nothing's over there.
I hate the alarm clock I chose.
This song's a bop. Alright, that's better. Alright. I think this should be the final time I'm exporting all of them. Place that. And then, whoops, thing. Guilty Gear soundtrack has so many songs I love. I should get into Guilty Gear. Alright. Now I think what's easier is to just get the new versions of the sprites in here. And then I get rid of everything else in here. Alright. And now I just have these at my disposal, nice and ready. Excellent. Hi. Yeah, that's fine, that's good. Well, since we're hitting the end of the second arc currently anyway, I'll celebrate spending all my points on something other than One Piece for once. Holy shit! two more songs? 3 more songs? 4? 5? Five whole songs. Got DJ Sisyphus over here. Let me know. Okay, giving me the track. Oh. All right, all right. Let me get these in. Uh, add to the boss for art streams. Good Straw Hat reference. Yeah, I got one like that. Yeah. Gonna my smoothing on a little bit. Right. Do boss for art streams. All right. Kiss of Death. There you go. Now you're broke. Alright, let me get that last one in. Also art streams. Alright. They're officially all queued up. There we are. All right, back to Straw Hat. Can you believe that some people didn't appreciate me playing nothing but Guilty Gear music? It's fucked up. What do you mean? These are bops. I'm enjoying myself. I'm me drawing on the wrong layer. It's fine, I can fix it. I should find a cover of One Piece to put over the book. I think that'd be funny. Or maybe I just write a big fat One Piece on it. Put the logo. I think that would probably work a little better. I mean, it's a book and not a manga. Yeah. Okay. Oops. I think that works. You relate to that song because you're a man that never failed? Are we sure? You sound really confident over there. Welcome back, BT. Yeah, I figured it popped more. And it matches my hair. I don't want to like start including too many colors. Not that yellow isn't already a bit part of my aesthetic here, but red just ended up working better. It goes good. Making progress. And then let's see. Let's get his colors here. Oh, I'm like squishing him. Fine. I don't need him. I need his hat colors. You can just. I might saturate them a bit to match to match my aesthetic, but we'll see. We'll see how they look. I should probably use the colors that I used on Monkey D. Lurfy, actually. Let's get that in here. I liked those more. Oh, Lurfy jump scare. Tier 3 emote jump scare indeed. Whoops, there we go. I don't need this moving on anymore. Okay. Oh, this is interesting because it means I'm gonna have to color the line at the top of my hair there. Doesn't matter if I go over it a little bit. Awesome, awesome. See, and then I need to put that line there. I'm excited to get back to reading One Piece. I think it'll be fun. Right. And then get the red. Did I add Luffy's little scar to my sprite to match the emote? I think that'd be funny. Merge these layers. Then mask. drew it on with Sharpie? Yeah. Yeah, I'm cosplaying. Maybe I can use like a messy brush in order to like give the idea that it's not actually on my face, but I put that there. That'd be fun. It is, it is. Will do. I'm really excited to watch anime later. We're getting to probably my favorite arc of the anime. Did I never switch back to my drawing sprite? What's wrong with me? No one said anything. Tisk tisk tisk. Where's Viato tube? Shaking my head. Black Butler. Where getting to my favorite arc that the anime has adapted, which is the Book of Circus. It was jamming too hard. That's real. That's real. The jams are good. The jams are awesome. But Black Butler is nowhere near as long as One Piece, but it's been going on for a bit now. It's on its like 200th chapter or whatever, so there's a lot of arcs. Might be getting on to 300 actually. But as I was saying, I am what's the word? The anime has adapted up to the Green Witch arc, which is what chapters are those? Butler, the 8th arc, which starts around chapter 86 and ends in chapter 107. Sheesh, so much has happened since then, actually. That's crazy. I didn't think it's been that long. Alright, we're currently on chapter 223, so we're not nearing 300. I was mistaken. So the anime's adapted like maybe half of Black Butler at this point. Which is crazy to think because like the stuff that they haven't adapted has all been really like tied in closely together. Like the past 100 chapters of Black Butler has been like, we're in the end game of Black Butler, but Black Butler just keeps on going. But in a way that doesn't upset me. I quite enjoy that Black Butler just keeps going. The Green Witch arc is my favorite arc of the manga. And I love the Green Witch arc in the manga. It has such good characterization. I love the location it takes place in. I love the aesthetics of it. I love everything about it. And the anime didn't even animate it. And what I mean is like, yeah, they adapted it and they animated it and it's fine. It's passable, I suppose. And most people look at it and they go, oh my god, it's so beautiful, like it's so pretty. And I'm like, it's barely even moving. This is like someone colored a manga panel and is doing like one of those like TikTok edits where they like tween the manga panel a little bit to make it move a bit. It's so nothing. And you look back to the earlier seasons when they were willing to do silly things. Could always be One Punch Man season 3. I've never seen One Punch Man. I'm sorry. Can't relate to the comparison. I just know that they took all like emotion out of it. Like there's let's see, I wonder if we got. Let me see if I can find it because it's important to me. So I wonder if I can find the corresponding manga panel to this. But I suppose this can work just fine. So it essentially, for comparison, there's this bit in the Emerald Witch arc where Ciel's kind of looking like this, right? And that's nice. That's a nice drawing of Ciel. However, it's not what the manga looked like. The manga looked something more like this, which this is a picture from the earlier season of Black Butler, where they would actually, you know, try to copy the manga gags a little more faithfully. He would look something a little more like this, with like the dark lines about him. And I'm just like, I miss that little charm to it, where he's just like, what if it was silly? What if it was silly? You know? Like, where'd the silliness go? Like, why is it so aesthetic all of a sudden when, like, can't we have, like, the funny, shock, like, blob Ciel reaction? You know? The answer is no. They removed the whimsy. There's also another example that's a little more serious to me. I wonder if I can find it. I think I sent it to a friend, so it should be easier to find. Hang on. Sebastian. The visual gags never did much for me, but I don't know. It's just part of like the identity. It's also just like me showing that they're not very flexible with their animation, as in they won't like there's barely any squash and stretch. There's no smear frames. There's no like life in their animation. Everything is very, very stiff. Like and it's like they're just like taking the manga frame and not like interpreting it in any way. They just like, you know, show it. For example, there's a scene where Ciel is having like basically like a mental breakdown. He's having a little bit of a fit, and he takes his pillow and he's like swinging it around because he can't see. He's blinded for a bit, and he doesn't want anyone coming near him, and he's like screaming like, "No one come near me! No one come near me!" And the manga, that's portrayed with him like, you know, like lifting up the pillow and like there's like some motion lines or whatnot. And like in the manga, it kind of looks like maybe a little bit like he's just moving the pillow up and down. But the like, you know, the implication is he's swinging it wildly because he doesn't know where the person trying to approach him is. So he's trying to keep everyone away from all sides. But in the anime, they just have him like smacking the pillow up and down in front of him. Well, like very stiffly while he's screaming at people to get away. And like the rendering is very pretty. It's a very pretty looking thing, but it fails to capture the emotion of what he's going through, and that really is disappointing as a big fan. Is it under Emerald Witch or not? I see me being very excited for Emerald Witch arc, but not a lot of me actually posting about it. Hang on. I may not be able to find it. If I can't find it in like a page or two, then I'll give up. But damn. I have one other place to look. I mean, let me try there, because I don't talk as much with that person. It should be easier to find. Aha! Damn it, I didn't have comparisons? Are you kidding me? I'll send some gifts into the Discord later. I'll info dump in there. But it's just so stiff, and it makes me sad. Like, there's also a scene where like Isiel's like gripping Sebastian. His like nails are digging into him, and in the manga you see these like deep red scratch marks, like he's really like broken the skin, and it's like it's visceral feeling. It's like, oh my god, like he's panicking that much that he's like hurt him that badly. And then in the anime, you can barely notice it because they just do like really very like light like airbrush lines. Like in the manga, shit looks like here I'm drawing. I can show an example. Nothing more disappointing. Yeah. So like in the manga, this is kind of how it looks like. You know, like, it's like, oh my god, like, he dug in that bad. But then, you get to the anime, and it's like... Hang on. It's like that. Honestly, that first one's too dark. Like, let me... It looks like that, and it's like... Okay. Like, that's not nearly as visceral feeling. Like, I'm like, he didn't even hurt him. It's just like a little red. It's not like he fucking like dug in and like caused like him to bleed a little bit, right? It's not like, it's like, this is like a holy shit. Like, he damaged him. And the colors were very dark in the manga. Like, to cause that visceral emotion. Which is why my second favorite arc of the manga is my favorite arc of the anime, which is Book of Circus. In which they go to investigate some mysterious disappearances at a circus, and they end up having to work at the circus and infiltrate it. And Ciel, this like little posh boy, like he's like he's an earl in Victorian England, is forced to like do circus tricks, and he fucking hates it, and he's miserable, and he can't even dress himself or peel potatoes, and it's really embarrassing for him. It's the funniest fucking thing ever. I love that arc. I also quite like the private school arc, but I also like it more in the manga than I do in the anime, because they censored it in the anime, and that was very disappointing. I understand why they censored it, but I still find it disappointing. Because the manga was much funnier, for having used the words that it did. Unfortunately, while it was, accurate slang and wording at the time, the American meaning of that word, the US-centric version of that word, is in fact a slur. And so they did not say it in the anime, not even in the subtitles. They changed it. And I'm like, I understand. But one, historical accuracy, and two, it was kind of funny. Because it was not like, I mean, listen, I can't say it on stream, obviously. Your Honor, it was funny. It It was so funny. At British Public School, Green, England. Okay. If you Google search, this, you will get the term. I will not be saying the term. However, it was very funny for them to call CL this, and for them to call other people that, and to call CL's dad that. And it was just like a casually used thing throughout the arc. And it made me laugh. It was really funny. It was really funny, okay? Especially because they would start using it in like really fruity context as well. Like, they would be like, he was my redacted. Or like you know, and like there will like be like dramatic shots of panelings where like CL will be looking at his upperclassman, he's like, Lured, I would like to be your redacted. And it's like it's so fucking good. It was so good, dude. You don't understand. They changed the word to drudge in the anime, which is fine. It works, but it like oh my god, it was so funny. It was really, really funny. I'll show the panels at some point. Like, if anyone wants to see the panels, I can DM them to you. They're so fucking funny. You wouldn't believe. Like, it's like homoerotic. Like, genuinely. I love Black Butler. Well, one thing I also really like about Black Butler is its flippant tone. In which, like, it's not afraid to give you a bit of tonal whiplash in a way that I feel like really works for it. Like, for example, it is a show that handles quite a lot of dark themes, but it's able to inject humor into those themes. When it's done poorly, it causes a lot of whiplash, like season 1 of the anime. But once you get to Book of Circus, they kind of master this art of making the comedy in itself add to the horror, which is really good. For example, a good comparison is the first episode of Book of Circus versus the first arc of the anime, because the first episode of Book of Circus in the anime is meant as a catch-up and a recap for people who have been away from the anime for some time, because they were making a new season after a long amount of time, and what's the word? They were also not entirely accurate with the first anime, so they had some, like, making up to do, I suppose is what you'd call it. Sebastian and CL are not good people, is what I'll say. And so, the people who come to their manor may not come out alive if they are enemies of them, is what I'll say. And in the first season of the anime, they treat this victim as a joke. The literal demon isn't a good person. You'd be surprised what the fandom says. Oh my god, I could get into the lack of media literacy involving Sebastian. But that's neither here nor there right now. What they do is they treat the victim of their case as the joke. So, like, when he's, like, somehow escaped their oven alive, you see him, like, going down the street, like, limping, and he goes, like, Mamma Mia, and then they laugh at him, and it's just, like, that's, you know, like, it's not funny. He's Italian, by the way, if you couldn't tell. And that just doesn't hit right. You know, like, it's just, like, they're making the victim the joke, whereas when you get to the first episode of Book of Circus, the victim there, Sebastian's making the joke out of him. So like he's like trying to run and escape after like having tried to shoot them and failing. And as he's running out, he gets to the door, and Sebastian's just at the door smiling menacingly. And it's like a very like serious, like dire scene for him, right? And like Sebastian takes this little fucking paper crown that they had for dinner. They had like that little cake that if you win the thing inside, you become king. And so he puts the little king crown on him. He's like, I almost forgot. And this guy is fucking like mortified. But like it's funny because like Sebastian's being silly about it, but it also adds to the fact that like they do this and it's such a nonchalant thing to these people that they're like having fun with it now. Like they're making a joke out of this guy's fear. And that's really good. Because like, well, while you're laughing as the viewer, you're also realizing, Jesus, that would be horrifying to be in that situation though. Whereas with the other one, I'm like, what? You know, like I get taken out of the moment. Whereas that one really, that kind of thing really adds to the moment. I'll also say Black Butler is pretty damn good. If you ignore the first season. Honestly, you could jump in at Book of Circus. I think the only unfortunate thing to miss out on is the Jack the Ripper arc of the first season. But even then, there's some adapting failures there that just make me, like, groan. Because, the way season 1 of Black Butler was adapted makes it very clear that they were not expecting to make any more after that, and then it was popular, and then they made a sequel that had nothing to do with the original anime. And it was a whole fiasco, big mess, whatever. But fuck, where was I going with this? They ended up making their own anime original story, and that seeps into some of the manga arcs that they were adapting to the point where there are some like visual cues and flashbacks that directly contradict probably one of the biggest twists of Black Butler, and like the most well foreshadowed thing in all of Black Butler, like the thing that like the entire manga was building up to at some point, that it is now paid off, and now we're in the thick of the consequences of that thing paying off. But like from the very opening scene of episode 1 of the first season of the anime, they've already fucked up. It's like that bad. It's like The Promised Neverland season 2 to me. Yeah, that really sells it, huh? It's bad, it's bad. Imagine if Promised Neverland season 2 was 24 episodes. But they still, like, decided not to adapt everything and then, like, rush to an ending, and, like, there was some little bits where it was like, oh my god, that was almost good, that was almost passable, and then no. Nah, plot twist, no, it wasn't passable. There we go. My stupid little loopy thing drawn on with Sharpie. Make sure it doesn't get in the way of my mouth. Yeah, I think that's perfect. I drew it right, yeah? Yeah, I did. I think it's 3. Or is it 2? I think it's 2 little things. Maybe it depends on the anime versus manga, though. Let me just double check it looks right. Okay, no, I think it's meant to be 2. it's more accurately like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And then I need to get that. Oops. Hold on 1 second. Move this side. Works. That's fine. Now to just let's so okay, yeah. I was debating what side to write One Piece on because part of me is like, oh, I could do it on one side and it could be like, you know, like Japanese like book style, but I'm just gonna do it on the clearest side. No, I don't like that brush. Or should I get a font? Oh, suggestion for me? Let me see. Okay. So we want me to change my book into this. I see. All of One Piece, it looks like. Hang on. I can make this work, actually. I can make this work, hang on. Alright. And then if I do this, hang on, and then I can kind of like make it a. I can make this work. Hang on. Okay, and then if I okay, and then I need to like bend it somehow. So it can like wrap around here a little bit more. And just like do that. Okay. I think that works. So I don't... You know what? Okay, hang on. What I need to do, actually... is I need to separate the pages from the books. This is the thing holding me back. Okay. And then... get rid of that. Excellent. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna... grab the book. And I do this just to make it stand out. Right. And then do that, and then let's make sure this looks all right. Make sure we get all of it in there. Okay. And then, me like... I don't think I'm gonna keep this filter on here. I just need to, like, do something real quick. Wait, why does that look kind of sick, though? Hang on. Now we lose a lot of the detail. That does look a little sick. I'm not gonna use that, though. I just need to, make it, like, a little bit, see-through for a moment. I'm trying to figure out... Probably just, like, do, like, an overlay to, do some stuff to it. So, first and foremost... I'm gonna cut out my fingers. You're witnessing magic being performed? I'll do anything for the bit. We know this. And then I can, like... Okay. Right, so that's not... What is going on with your Twitcher there, VT? Who's it saying I am? Right. And then I have to make sure to get the detail shown in. And then I think that looks very good. But I'm onto something. What I need to do is I need to can I easily select those? Nice. I'm gonna add these to my selection. Copy them. Right. And we have this. And then if I let me just like really dumb. Right. Then guess I do this next. Then we just kind of fill that in. I mean, yeah, I guess. Awesome. Every One Piece. One Piece talking. One Piece normal. One Piece blink. Excellent. Excellent. How about we try it on for size, huh? I'll also move over to my gaming gaming screen just so we can see it in the right orientation. 1 second. Hang on, if I go to gaming screen, my tunes are taken off. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Back on. So let me get rid of this real quick, and let me put it into the auto tube. Right, 1 piece. Go. Walking. Link. So then, when I next read One Piece, pause for dramatic effect. This is what we'll be working with. My official One Piece reading sprite. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it perfect? Isn't it incredible? It works perfectly. I'm so excited for pirate adventures once more. If not a little sad? Why am I sad? Am I sad because I'm reading every chapter of One Piece all at once? Is that why? It feels like I don't have a life? The eyes? I think they're sultry. You know? If I was sad, my brows wouldn't be upcurved. For example, let's get over here and hope that the One Piece reading sprite doesn't fall apart. That still looks pretty good. All right. For example, I think there's a difference between communicating emotions with drawings where hang on, my pen's not working. I'll do this on a white background so it's a little easier to see. Whoop. Do it in the corner here. So like these are what my reading sprite eyes look like. You know, like I got my brows up. But these eyes are different from eyes that are just like this. You know, like those convey a different emotion. In fact, if I just like that looks serious, but this looks maybe a little tired. Or these look I'm worried, you know? Or now I look like I'm cocky. Brows do a lot. Brows do a lot to the eyes. It looks sad compared to the drawing one for some reason. Probably because in the drawing one, my eyes go from looking off to the side at the monitor, right? Like I'm looking over here at, well, I guess from your point of view, I'm looking over here to the screen that's on the stream. And then when I talk to you guys, my eyes will turn to the camera, and I'll be like, "Hey y'all, what's up?" But with the reading sprites, my default is I'm looking at you guys, right? I'm looking at you, and then when I talk, I go and I look down at the book to like I'm reading the book. So perhaps that is the attitude change we're seeing. Where normally I'm always very cheery. The half-liddedness is meant to show that I'm looking down. Because if I kept the same lids, say, you know, like I keep this, I keep like the brows up here, but I'm looking down. It looks a little odd, doesn't it? Like it looks a little unnatural. Yeah, I'm only looking at you when I'm not reading because I have to focus on the text, and I'm also looking at you like as a prompt because you know if I stop reading then I'm probably looking at chat. It works. Yippee! World's shittiest doodle of myself. And then when you read chat, we appear in the manga. True! I think it's a very nice effect. I really, really like the way this looks. So I'm just like looking at it on OBS right now, like, oh hell yeah. What's this? Jellypocalypse? What do you mean Jellypocalypse? Oh, it looks like Jelly stopped streaming. Which means that I'm done streaming. Yeah, I told you it's gonna be a short one today. Yep. You all have a very good day, everyone. We made some good progress. We finished both reading sprites, which means that I'm essentially all prepped for next One Piece stream, which will probably be what we do next before we get into Ace Attorney 2. I will enjoy my anime. Thank you very much, Sisyphus. You all have a great night. See ya.